Drew and Stu are on the air.
Ready? Right.
Whether you're fading with Drew or riding with Cam, this is the place to get your weekly NFL picks. Presented by Sports Interaction, Canada's sportsbook.
Everything you got, let's go.
Hello and welcome to episode 2 of week 6 of the Drew and Stu podcast. I'm Drew Livingstone. That's Cam Stewart. Cam, usually you come in the last few weeks with like no changes or one change. Today, though, you're telling me you might have 5 changes to your picks?
Yeah, I told you, I'm not really confident every week in the NFL, but there's a few things that have changed for me. I'm not going to change the Thursday nighter, Drew. I'm just going to like live and die with that pick. There's just a lot of things that I'm looking at, and I got to be honest with you, every week in the NFL is hard, but I'm really having a problem. I almost made like 7 changes, but like here's the deal. If I make too many changes and they go negative, I need to stick to my like 1 change or 0 changes, but changes work. You took that from Dallas to the Niners.
Yep.
I made the Saints a big play for me last week. After I looked at the game, I go, this is one of my favorite games actually. So people to understand, like we're looking at these stuff like Monday and Tuesday. Things definitely change by Thursday, Friday. I can tell you that.
Yeah. An update, Cam, because I know you're wondering, Taylor Swift will be at the game tonight. So you can, don't be stressed
Couldn't
out.
care less about Taylor Swift struggling. I was hoping that Kelsey wasn't there so I didn't have to deal with this bullshit all day. But anyway, whatever. This story reeks. The Chiefs just more publicity for this team. I hate Denver too, Drew, but I just it's almost like personal, like with the Chiefs now, and their fans are awesome. Like we have a lot of guys like Brendan in St. Louis, regular listener to our show. Like one of my best friends, the Chiefs guy, and he even tells me, he's like, we get all the calls. Like he's not a delusional like Chiefs fan. He understands. Like this team is.
So you won't be. So one of your switches won't be the Chiefs tonight then.
Nope.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Nope.
Well, I'll stay on that island with mystery tiebreaker man. Okay, Cam, let's get into our switches then for this week.
Yep.
But before that, let's viewers know that this show is brought to you by Sports Interaction, the local sportsbook and casino. 19 plus. Please play responsibly. Live 24/7 dealers cams. You can play blackjack all through the night if you'd like. When you're upset after the Chiefs win by 40 tonight. Yeah, we'll see. Head on over to sportsinteraction.com/SDPN to see all of the latest and great stuff Sports Interaction has to offer. All right, let's get into our changes, Cam. You want to give one of yours first since you got 5?
Yeah, and I maybe 4, but I'm definitely going to do this one. Drew, you know me. I love Cats, and I love the Jaguars. I have them to win the division. I just thought about this game more and more. How have the Indianapolis Colts been successful this year? With backups are there. Minshew's been awesome for these guys, and I trust him. Like, I trust him to play well. This team has also been in England for a couple weeks. It's 4.5 points. I think that hook's really big. I like Jacksonville to win the game, but I think it's going to be a field goal game now. So give me, I'm getting 4.5 with Indy, correct? If I get 4.5, I'm on the Colts.
I'll give you the update.
So give me the horseshoe, buddy. What do you got for me?
Cam, I'm also making the same switch. It's crazily enough. When I see that Minshew is playing quarterback, like you said, and I thought about it more about how Buffalo struggled in London because the Jags were there for so long, but now the Jags are coming back home. And I said it on the Tuesday show, it's weird that they didn't take their bye week this week when they had the option. So I think they might be a bit rusty. They did beat the Colts by 10 in week 1, but that wasn't with Minshew at quarterback. I think the Colts can wake up and keep this game close. They might lose it, but I could see it being a 3-point game. Maybe it's some Minshew magic sprinkle on the money line as well, Cam.
Drew, I got to tell you one thing too. I remember that game, like every play of it, because I had money on the Jaguars. Minshew actually came in the game and had them at like the 1 yard line. They had 4 cracks of it, but he just came in the game and wasn't like, it was kind of like, whoa, shocking.
Yeah,
Richardson gotten hurt. So literally they were a backdoor cover away. So I'm down with this program. I know Indianapolis, hey, here's the deal. The only problem is Jacksonville owns these guys at home, but I got to ride the Minshew magic with you. It's too many points, I think.
I think Jonathan Taylor is going to be unleashed again this week now, too. I feel bad for Zach Moss because he's played so well, but I think we're going to get the real JT show this week. All right, Cam, what's your switch number 2?
How many do you have? Just one?
I have one more.
Oh, okay, good. I'm going to go, Drew, you're going to absolutely, this is wild. I'm going to take the Washington Commies instead of Atlanta.
Wow.
I've thought about this game a lot too, and just the spread hasn't moved in this game. It's lingering at a 2.5. One thing I know about Washington, basically they're 2-3 against the spread. Atlanta's 1-4, but this is the type of game. Atlanta, we were on them. We barely got the cover against Houston in that game. I think Washington actually, they can grind. I think they can win this game. I'm surprised this line hasn't go up to 3. Ritter is 5-0 at home. I get it, and he's getting better, but I think Washington will be able to pound the rock. With Robinson, Atlanta's pass rush is pretty good, but I think that Washington is going to have a game plan, the enemy, not riverboat run. I think Washington wins this game by 3, so I will take the 2.5 with the Commanders.
I can't say I like that switch, Cam, because like I said, I think this is Riverboat Ron's last head coaching job we'll ever see him with. I think he gets fired after this weekend when they get smoked by Atlanta. But maybe you're right. Maybe Riverboat Ron saves his job by giving the enemy the full reins. Who knows what can happen? I'll let you give your third switch before I give you my second.
Oh, that's very kind of you, Drew. That's very, very polite. I will go from another switch. What am I getting? Drew, I'm on your side now. Okay, here's the deal. I don't know what to do. First, I was going to switch Cleveland, but I'm going to stick with the pick. But guys, if I don't know their quarterback situation by the time of taping, have they confirmed anything yet? So
No.
I'm just going to stick with it and assume that Deshaun Watson plays. If not, all bets are off. But it will still count against my record.
It's now up to
Give me the
plus
Lightning
7.5,
bolts.
Cam.
What?
It's now up to plus 7.5.
Am I getting 7.5? No, I got to get the original line, right? 5?
Well, I'm saying we got it at 4.5 or 5.5 when we thought Watson was for sure playing.
5.5, yeah.
And now it's 7.5. So I think benefit of the doubt, I'll give you 7.5, Cam, if you're staying with Cleveland.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awful. You don't have to do that, but thank you. I will, and I'm not going to switch it, but you're going to like this switch because I'm coming to your side. I'm going from riding the mechanical bull, high voltage lightning storm. I'm taking the Chargers. We got guys coming back. I always take teams coming off big embarrassing losses, but the Dallas Cowboys in a battle of wits. It's funny, the Kellen Moore revenge train. I think the Chargers get it done. They're getting points instead of laying points in this game. If the Cowboys cover, I'm going to be mad at myself because that was my first instinct. But with Eckler back and time to prepare, even Staley and his bunch of stooges can't screw this one up. I'm hoping.
Well,
the Chargers.
yeah, I was just say nothing's guaranteed with Staley at his head coach Cam. He might go for it on a random fourth down and throw it out of bounds. Like, who knows?
You're on the Chargers too, correct?
Oh, yeah. That was one of my favorite picks of the week.
Okay, cool. Now yours.
Cam, my next switch will be Cleveland to San Fran if Deshaun Watson is out. That's my thing. So I'm going to put like a little Deshaun Watson emoji on my pick. If Watson's out, I'm switching on Sunday to San Fran. So the viewers know if Watson's in, I'm staying with Cleveland. But if he's out, I am not backing PJ Walker to win this football game or keep it close.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I like Cleveland's defense, but you're right. There's just too many question marks surrounding this game, Drew. So I got no problem with that. You're right. This line opened up at 5. Now it's at 7.5 by time of taping. I was going to take the Bengals, but I can't go against my Seahawks, Drew. So my final change will be I'm taking the New York Football Jets against the Philadelphia Eagles plus the points. I thought the Eagles, I've just really been looking at them and saying, what has this team really done? And a sign of a good team. Renzi brought up a good point on our show. He's like, what, a good team, they find ways to get it done without looking that impressive. But the Jets, I will say this, they've shown up in big games. Wilson has played his best football. When Aaron Rodgers got hurt against the Bills, wasn't great, but they found a way to win. And against Kansas City, that was his best game of the year. So going up against Philadelphia and Jalen Hurts, what am I getting? 7 with the Jets, Drew?
6.5.
Oh, geez, I really wish I got 7. I'll still take it, and if they win by 7, you could punch me in the face.
All right, Cam. It's risky to go against Hurts and trust Zach Wilson with that pass rush. Like we said, we were all over Wilson being under duress the whole night, so I'm surprised you made that pick. But, hey, you were right a bunch of times when you made your switches, so maybe you're right, and I'm just dead wrong this week. We'll see. Let's get into our props, Cam. Oh, wait, before we do that, you're happy with your Buffalo Bills survivor pick? You don't want to switch that?
No, I've used San Francisco.
No, you haven't.
No, I'm going to save them because Buffalo. I know it's a really weak, cowardly lion pick, but what else could I do? What would you do if you were me? I'm actually alive in a survivor where a lot of people are done. I got to take this seriously.
Same.
I didn't even think about it, and I'm like, oh, I got the email. Oh God, there's a lot of people out of this thing. Like I'm still here, so.
I would probably go Buffalo as well, Cam, especially with Tyrod Taylor leaning towards playing. So, I agree with you. And you're happy with your gold, silver, and bronze?
No, I'm not actually. So tell me about my minerals because I'd like to go to Harold the jewelry buyer and exchange.
Harold the jewelry
as he rips me off. And I'll get a second mortgage while I'm there too. Thank you.
Your gold, silver, and bronze. Your gold was Cleveland plus 5. Your bronze was New Orleans minus 1.5. And your silver is New England plus 3.
I'll keep silver, New England. I want change gold to Carolina plus 13.5.
Okay.
How's that for a pick there, bro? And my bronze. Oh God, I don't want the Saints in. I worry about that game so much now, Drew. What am I going to do? I got Carolina. Were you giving me Cleveland 7.5? I'll keep it.
But you'll keep it as your bronze now instead?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cam bronze.
Actually, I really want to put Jacksonville in there. No, I'm going to leave it.
Jacksonville. You said the Colts.
Oh, sorry, the Colts.
Okay, I was going to say.
Or late night last night, Drew. Those were some late hockey games last night. Kept us up.
Yeah, it was a good game.
What else do we got?
That's it. I think
that's it.
Yeah, you're
Carolina,
good.
New England, and Cleveland.
All right, Cam. Well, I'm keeping all my gold, silver, and bronze. I like the selection, so I will keep them as is. And now let's get into our Sports Interaction props of the week. Sports Interaction, head on over to sportsinteraction.com/SDPN for the latest 19 plus. Please play it responsibly. Cam, you love the anytime TD market, so give us your first anytime touchdown player.
It's funny you mentioned that, Drew. I really do like the anytime TD market, and I like it a lot, to be honest with you. Wow, I thought I wrote all these things down, but I didn't. But here's what we're going to do. I think in the Minnesota Vikings game, there's two players.
Mm-hmm.
You have Addison is 160 and Osborne's plus 180. I'm going to take them both. And if one wins, we make money. Because we don't have Jefferson, one of these guys. And I'd also look at Hawkinson. I think there's going to be a lot of points in this game, by the way. Also, another special bet that I found, Drew. What game will be the highest scoring of the week? I did two plays. Vikings, Bears, 9-1, and Carolina, Miami, plus 650.
Ooh, I like that. You're not worried about like a Bills blowout or Chargers Cowboys? Chargers Cowboys got.
No, I think the Bills are going to win like 31-6 or something like that. I see Carolina putting up like 24 against that defense and Miami scoring like 34. Yeah.
All right, so maybe I should start Jonathan Mingo in fantasy if you think they're going to score that.
He's one of my props as well. I have Mingo over 28.5 receiving yards. Thank you.
I like it.
Now I remember. See, Drew, why text myself when you just give me my picks through? Well, you're a psychic on this.
Yeah,
side.
Like what's that? What was that show with the friggin' guy who read minds and solved crimes?
Minds solve crimes.
It's an old show. You should know it. No offense.
Okay.
Columbo.
Yeah.
Columbo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think he's a mind reader. No, he just played stupid and go, and one more thing.
No, but he was like a intuition or whatever. He used his mind like tricks to figure it out, didn't he? I swear that's what it was.
Anyway, Drew.
I don't know. Anyways, yeah, that's what we had. We had a little connection there. Oh man.
Yeah. Okay.
We're
really struggling today. I hope everyone's enjoying the show. We'll try to keep it real for you. But I think any Carolina, like honestly, Drew, like I looked at who's another one. Oh no, it was DJ Chark is 31.5 too. Like I'd take both guys over.
Okay, well, I'll give you my first pick of the week in line with that. Then my first pick, Adam Thielen, over 57.5 yards. Again, he's been over that number in 4 straight, 107 last week. Until it stops paying money, Cam, I'm going to keep doing it. Miami's defense isn't very good. Thielen's number should, I think, be up like 75.5, and it's still low. Until the books correct that number, just keep hopping on it.
I like it. I think it's too low. I think Carolina's offense is coming around. That's why I made them like Mineral's pick. I think they're actually going to hang with Miami and maybe lose like by under a touchdown in this game. So the 13.5 looks like generous points. I think both teams, I would actually, if I was going to do a game, this is the game I'd load up on over props. I think both teams are going to like, and know what? Mostert is minus 160, but he's almost a lock to get a touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
Their other back is out. Like, so juice isn't a problem, Drew, if we win, and I would bet that. Like, hey, we bet hockey games at minus 160 or baseball games at minus 1. That's kind of like my threshold. Like, I don't want to go like,
if it goes over 200, I'm not touching it.
Yeah. That's kind of my thing too. Like, it's just, people have their own ways of betting and stuff, and people are, oh, you're stupid laying that kind of juice. No, like, people go about your business your own way. Don't let anybody tell you if you're right or wrong. If you find something that works for you, do it. Mostert.
I got the Habs plus 1.5 at plus money last night. That was nice.
I had the Leafs live. Ooh, what a comeback.
All right, Cam. My next prop is Isaiah Pacheco over 77 yards tonight against the Denver Broncos. The last 3 weeks, they've allowed Breece Hall 177, Herbert 103, Achane 203, and then Robinson at 87 and 2 the week before. Cam, they just allow a lot of rushing yards on the ground. I think with Kelsey banged up and the ragtag misfits in the wide receiver corps for the Chiefs, they're going to give the ball to Pacheco a bunch. I expect like 18 to 19 carries. I think he easily goes over 77.5 yards.
I like that play. I think and Andy Reid too. They have big games coming up. Know what I know about the Chiefs? Another reason why I took Denver, and obviously Denver sucks. They're one of the worst teams in the league. I just think Andy Reid's one of those guys that he keeps his cards close to the vest. He never shows all of his plays till he has like a real big game. So I think there's backdoor potential with Denver, but I love the pick, Drew.
Oh, and couldn't you see Kelsey going under his numbers just because I could see him playing for like maybe the first quarter? Oh, we're winning by 10. Let's take you out of the game now. You're not playing anymore because we don't
couldn't agree more. Everyone's going to load up on Kelsey because he's playing. I think that's a bad way to approach it. I think he's going to have a couple catches and get hurt again, or Reed's going to say we can't screw around. If they go up like 17-0 or 21-0,
you're facing the Broncos. You don't need your full arsenal.
Yeah, I agree. My next one, Drew, I'm reading your mail again. I think it's even money I found, the best lot, or minus 105, depending on where you shop. Jonathan Taylor, anytime touchdown. I think they're going to want to get him acclimated into the offense. What do you think?
I like that, Cam. Like I said, I think he gets his full workload this week, or at least close to it. And I think if they get near the goal line, he's going to be the one banging it in, not Zach Moss. Cool. So I like that pick. My next one, Cam. Michael Pittman, over 60 yards. He was over this in 3 straight. He has 30 targets in 3 games with Gardner Minshew, Cam. Minshew loves throwing to Michael Pittman, and until that slows down, I like Pittman over 60 yards, Cam.
I like that play a lot. Yeah, Minshew and they have a good chemistry. You know what? Why wouldn't you go to Pittman? That was the issue that I had with the Colts before. Pittman's a good receiver, but he's on like a team that doesn't really do. Yeah, like if Pittman was on another team, he'd actually be a star in the league, in my opinion. But they've kind of beat him down, and like, you know what I mean? The guy was open so many times, never throw to him. Anyway, I think he's pretty good. And my final one, I'm going to go, Drew. I left this guy on my bench last week for fantasy. I told you. I think Minnesota, Chicago could be the highest game at 9-1 for scoring. I'm going with my boy, DJ Moore. I think he gets an anytime touchdown in this game too. I'd look at Cole Kmet. I think both teams are going to absolutely rack it up. Like I see this game being like 38-35. Like it's going to be an absolute just barn burner, no defense. So give me my boy Moops, who I left on the bench last week. And thank God I won my fantasy game by 1 point.
You would have looked like a stooge. By 1 point, you survived.
Yep. And I had my last player was Devontae Adams, who did nothing in that game. That last catch got me the win.
I'm shocked he hasn't asked for a trade yet, but apparently he's okay with the Raiders right now. We'll see how long that lasts, though. Exactly. My next one, Cam, Jordan Addison, over 53.5 yards.
Love it.
55 last week. The Bears D sucks, and he's now the number 1 receiver. I think he can easily get over this number with 1 catch. Never mind the full game. So give me Jordan Addison, and then my last one, Cousins, over 1.5 passing touchdowns. If you had to guess how many passing TDs the Bears have given up this season, what would the number be? 5 games.
14.
They've given up 12. It's not as bad as you think, but it's still an average.
Not a bad guess.
No, it's not bad. It was pretty close.
In the area code.
Yeah, I think Cousins easily gets over this number. If I had to say lock for one of my props, it's Cousins
Don't
over 1.5 TDs.
You had McCaffrey last week as your super lock.
I'm saying it. Cousins over 1.5 touchdowns is a lock. It's going to work this time. We'll see. Watch the Bears.
Sometimes, Drew, I love you. I care about you just every time. Like, it doesn't even matter if your picks are good. The minute you do that, bad things happen to you. Just don't do it. Just say, I really like Kirk Cousins this week. Like I'm going to say for my final pick, I like Joe Burrow a lot over minus 1.5 passing touchdowns versus the Seahawks. Thank you.
Really? But you like the Seahawks to win the game?
I like the over in the game too. I think it's going to be 28-27. I think this game literally comes down to a field goal. I think the spread's right.
I think we could see. I picked Cincinnati just because I have to pick Burrow under 3 Cam, but I could see Seattle's pass rush and defense getting to Burrow a lot and causing him some fits. So I don't know if I like that pick.
He looked better last week, but I will tell you one thing.
It was Arizona, though.
People. Yeah, I know. But I really want people to understand this. There's a lot of things that we remember from the Seahawks. They used to be the best home team, home of the 12th man. I got like a 12th man T-shirt and stuff like that. But Drew, actually, over the last few years, take a look at their record on the East Coast. They covered and won outright against Detroit and blew away the Giants. Both covered one games outright on the East Coast. Early starts. It doesn't bother this team. Know what their real problem is, though? Horrible record off a bye week, and they're coming off a bye week. That's what I'm concerned about. But I almost switched my pick to Cincy. Can't go against my team. I just like Joe Burrow to at least throw for 2 touchdowns or more.
That's crazy that to have a bad record off a bye week. That just tells me that they have a bad coaching staff. And I know you love Pete Carroll, but maybe he's not as great.
Pete Carroll is, Drew. I'm not going to say a good coach, but know what he does? He's great with reclamation projects, like guys who need a second chance. And he's a guy that will instill confidence in players that are really beat down. He's basically a friend.
He's a good motivator.
Imagine you had a buddy who's got like problems and stuff like that, and he's drinking too much and doing drugs. Like, Pete Carroll's like the type of guy to go, hey man, like I'll take you to church, or, I think we could really change your life. Positivity. Like he should be doing infomercials for positivity. Let's put it that way.
Yeah,
I don't think he's a great coach.
He's like the guy. He's like a guidance counselor in high school. He's one of the like, oh, you can do better on your
my
test.
guidance counselor were the biggest dummies. Like,
really?
These guys could fucking fight their way out of a paper bag. I go, I want to get into broadcasting. Like, I don't know, Cam. That doesn't seem like a good choice. I'm like, thanks for the tip. I think, I'll put out the cassettes myself. You loser.
I like that. I couldn't fight your way out of a paper bag.
Guidance counselor? Are you kidding me? These people told me every worst thing. Like, oh yeah, you should get into the trades. I'm like, dude, I don't even know how to put a table together. Like,
you know what? When they say that, that's essentially saying like, hey, you're stupid. Like you're not going to make it in the smart area.
I had very good grades in school.
No, but that's what I feel like when guidance counselors say that. It's like almost like a slap in the face. Like, listen, you're too stupid to stay with this math and science stuff. So just go do some physical work. That's what I feel.
No, they do. They're basically dog fuckers who just give advice. Like it's like going to see. It's basically like going to see like a psychic and going, yeah, I know. Like I've given you the answers so you could tell me about myself.
Okay.
You don't know anything about me. And I'll tell you something, Drew. In school, I used to take buys early. I used to work at a golf course and skip school and still get through OAC and stuff like that. These guys, I will say this about my guidance counselor. They did not one thing that was ever positive in my life. They actually detracted me from my earlier goals. I had to do it myself. So guidance counselors, get better.
Yeah.
Like our picks get better.
I agree, Cam. I did not have a good history with guidance counselors.
Okay, just a question. Has a guidance counselor ever helped you in your life?
No.
What advice have they given you to say, Drew, I think you're going to be a great parent and you're going to be working on
the only impact
shows.
they've ever had is I was skipping school one time, going through a drive-through, and my guidance counselor was in front of me on their lunch. They turned their car around and parked it and facing me, and I was like, shit.
The guy actually cared about you going? Like, if I was a guidance counselor, I'd let him do his thing. Who cares? I'm just going to give him loser advice anyway.
I know. It made no sense. And once you turn 18 and you're allowed to sign yourself out of school, that was the best. I'd be like,
that was the best. I know. I basically quit school. I'm like, I'm working. My buddy calls me, goes, you want to go work at the golf club today, make some money? I'm like, see ya. I'm out to school. Yeah, show up for tests.
Why are you late? Oh, I got a note. Don't worry. Who's the note from? Me. It says I slept in. It's like,
who's your parental guardian? Me. I mean, see ya. I'm out the door, bro. You can't do nothing about it. High school is just basically, in my opinion, a waste of time.
Yes.
It was good to meet friends and stuff like that and drink and party and stuff. But honestly, when I went to college, that's when things got real because you had to they said, you need to put these documentaries together. You need to show up. You need to basically I had friends that went to university. I called the guy, I go, where the fuck are you? He goes, oh, I'm in Bahamas for 3 weeks. I'm at Carleton. I don't even have to go to school. I'm like, dude, if I don't show up at Fanshawe College, they would have kicked me out of the program. We started off with 55, Drew. I think 6 graduated. Me and Cheryl Hickey from Entertainment Tonight. She was the biggest star in our class.
Nice. Good for you, Cam. Surviving.
I'm not at the top. Let's just say when they have people that they send letters to talk to the other kids, I am not at the top of the list. Nor do I care.
Fair enough. All right, Cam. That'll do it for week 6. Hopefully all of our picks hit. I know they can't because we're against each other, but hopefully all of our props hit, and hopefully you guys tail us, and we all do well because that's what we all want, Cam. We want to win some money.
Yes.
Once again, please click like. Please click subscribe. Please download this podcast on all audio platforms, rate and review it. I want to see 5 stars, even if it's 1 star. Say 1 star. Cam and Drew suck. It helps us anyway. It's a review.
Give us 5 stars and say your picks suck, but I like you ripping my guidance counselor because mine was a tool as well.
Exactly. I liked when he called my guidance counselor a dog fucker. Just put that in.
No, honestly, they were the laziest people in the school. They never worked. They just what does a guidance counselor do?
I don't know.
What do they do?
Maybe nowadays they do something better, but we'll see. I don't know. Maybe guidance counselor comments can say hey, respect my job. Well, whatever.
All right. If you're a guidance counselor who listens to the program, show me your skill set. But anyway, I really don't care.
Maybe they're better at pick scam. Anyways, once again, this show is brought to you by Sports Interaction 19+. Please play responsibly. Head on over to sportsinteraction.com/SDPN for the latest and check out the live 24/7 dealers. Bet local. Thank you, everybody, for joining us, and we will see you next week.
This has been Drew and Stu, presented by Sports Interaction, Canada's sportsbook. Follow Drew at Producer Drew and Cam at Cam Stewart Live. May the winners be yours and all of the best bets hit.